We've got awesome designs waiting for you on our website.
As promised, we are back for another glorious adventure. Let us see what the players will be gracing us with tonight's events. Before we get off, I just want to start off by expressing, hey, check out our merch store. We have a nice summer sale going on. We have a ever-growing supply of merchandise, new hoodies, new stickers. Check us out. Help support us, because the more you support us, the better the stories and tales that we are able to produce, and the more area that we have to release our material. You can catch us on audio, you can catch us on YouTube, you can catch us on most major sites. So please check, like, subscribe, and help support us in any way you can. Till then, players have had an interesting turn of events. It all really started when they entered the area of Karnak. Specifically, going back on a larger recap due to the time between sessions, the players had stumbled across King, who it would assume to be King Caius I. In this altercation, the party had learned some interesting details, particularly the interest that this sphere of influence seems to have in regards to Melee. Many unanswered questions have been left in the air that the players have not necessarily pulled the threads to, particularly with Melee's origins, which have slowly now begun to come to light. Some of the details that the players have received is that she remembers faintly wild plants and other animals that seemed almost incomprehensible to a mortal mind. This does leave some of the players with some suspicions on where she could have come from, but her importance to the upcoming events seems to be clear. The players have now made it to the gates of Korth, where we are going to be starting today's adventure after the players have taken a long rest. We're going to give them about 2 to 5 minutes to interact with each other, to reset the mood and get into their characters, as they're beginning to stumble through and really question, possibly, the allegiances that they have cemented so far. So players, at this point, I would like you to take a moment and get into your character's mind, and if you had to summarize just the last leg of the adventure, and it could be from meeting Caius to now, or even traveling parallel to the Mournland till now. How might you describe this current leg of the adventure within a sentence or two? Who's brave enough to volunteer first?
Sirs, we are so
Alright.
fucked.
I love it. So fucked. Cool. Who's next?
I guess Levin will go next on this one.
stressful, productive, curious.
I like it. How about for you, Gearfried?
Gearfried is very nervous with the recent revelation that he has potentially put his family in danger. So there's a layer of now extra caution that he's not used to taking.
Interesting. So it seems that those characters who seem to be more individualistic in nature are learning actions have consequences of sorts. And I got very Peter Griffin there. Maybe a little bit. Is that right?
Nurse has always been aware of consequences.
Sounds more like a Stewie than a Peter, but yeah.
Well, yes, but Ceres also, for a while, hasn't had an attachment either.
Don't worry about it. I'm feeling feelings now.
Yes, with that, Melee adds a weakness that Ceres really hadn't had prior.
There's no weakness here. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's okay. We're going to play that in character. So, with that, for the next 2 to 5 minutes, players, I would like you to interact within character. And you are kind of taking the last steps. It is now the start of a new day. You have just long rested. And the gates of Porth's militant city is in view. Take the next 2 to 5 minutes. It is going to be a conversation within the game world that is going to occupy about 10 to 20 minutes of that duration of journey. So go ahead and take it away.
Oh, look. It's the walls of Bone City. I'm so excited.
I actually passed through here once before. It's not as bad as the name might suggest, but I would, keep it low profile.
It's not as bad as the capital of all necromancy everywhere?
I mean, they let people go through, traders and whatnot.
It is not full of necromancers.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep your eyes on the ground and no one's going to bother you. If we're in and out, no one's going to really even notice us, hopefully.
2 things. 1, what are we going with for our covers?
I am an itinerant trader looking to set up some connections for my humble but growing company, and you are the people who keep me safe along the way.
Right, so when we're pressed for identification at the gate, does anyone have a means of providing it?
Well, if we're given some time, I could probably forge some papers. Wouldn't be the first time.
As
not be
can
necessary.
I. Wait, no I can't.
I guess this is a question for the DM. What is the identification process here in Karnath? Are we given, like, IDs that give our living status or something?
I'm going to say that not necessarily sorts of IDs of sort, but you would have some degree of, like, familial marker, or for those who do not kind of carry a crest with you, you're going to be more assumed to be not from
Foreigner.
there if you don't have any sort of familial identification. So it's not a formal... But go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's kind of Ceres' whole thing, is that she is a foreigner. She is coming to set up trade in the capital of Karnath.
Right, question is, are the rest of us from Karnath as well? Because if we are, it's somewhat of a tradition culturally to be wearing a piece of your employer, master, family on yourself. That's what I was doing with my shoulder pads. That was more specific to the Spires, but still.
Oh. Well, as
work on
your employer, I don't care where you're
Sarah's,
from. I pay you to be around me.
Or my apologies. You're going by Mel.
Or very faint.
Yeah, you're coming very faint.
Sorry. You're going by Melrin, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So, Miss or Mrs. Sunrunner.
Yes.
No, that was a question.
Oh. Miss.
No one's
Don't
put a
worry,
ring on it, huh?
I can't be nailed down by such trivial things.
Also, a ring.
No?
Pardon. Cultural differences.
Oh, yes. People in, well, at least Breland tend to put, I guess Karnath too.
I'm fully aware, Melrin.
Oh.
Private investigator. Wouldn't be the first time I've had to check on a partner of sorts.
Yes, and how do I say your name again? Fayane?
Falayan.
Falayan. Got it.
And Levin is going to pull out his Zaelshin, which is the amulet bearing the sigil. That's my identification.
Excellent. Well, my identification is, and she just sort of takes about me.
And do we have something for our other companions?
I mean,
I was.
technically,
I had planned to make us emblems or sigils that would represent allegiance to your alias. If someone wants to take the wheel for a couple of, and it probably should take us about an hour to get where we need to be, but I can make us some simple engraved, embossed pieces of metal that just plaque right onto our armor.
excellent. This works.
Gearfried's going to start scooching over to allow Saris into the driver's seat.
Wait, no, I can't. You work for me. I don't drive myself.
And it
I need to
starts-
engrave the emblems, Saris. It's part of this. Unless you want
It's
Fennec to
fine.
drive.
And if we're an hour away, how much time do you need?
We're a little over. We're a little an hour and some change. It'll only take me about an hour to just engrave a couple of.
Would your work benefit from not moving around unnecessarily?
Why don't we stop and have a meal?
All right, that works. And Gearfried will pull over on the side of the road and start pulling out pieces of equipment from his sack as he's just like, "You all get some food going. I'll finish this up, and we'll be out of here within the hour."
Mm-hmm. Right. Saris will just lie down on one of the bench seats and kick her feet up on the railing of the carriage and lie back.
Levin's just basically going through a gear check. So.
And Zarya is here too.
Yes.
What are our immediate plans for once we enter?
Probably wouldn't hurt to just find a place to stay that will serve our needs as a base of operations, I imagine.
Secure lodging, and what of maintaining your cover?
Well, I will probably start with chatting up the tavern keeper to find out where one goes to talk import-export.
Alright. You may want to talk export. Primarily because we're not bringing anything with us.
Well, I'm trying to be open. I'm just right now opening the trade options. I need to know my options. But you make a valid point. This is just an exploratory visit to see what business opportunities I can create here in Korth.
Well, since you're going to be perusing mercantile houses, how about the rest of you?
Gearfried pulls up his goggles as he stops using his gauntlets to start. He's engraving these little placards with these symbols. He just looks up and he goes, I had planned to mostly just hang about Saris. I figured since I'm playing the part of bodyguard, that would probably be necessary. Puts the goggles back on and just sparks start flying.
Same.
Fine. Then after securing lodgings, I will be separating from the group. My contract with Yule is effectively over once you've been safely transported to Korth. I'll be asking around town in the guise of looking for future employment.
And what happens when we need to reconvene?
I'm going to repeat that my contract would end once we've secured lodgings. That assumes we'll be at a shared location.
Still might need a consistent method of communication.
What do you propose?
I can probably send a small message to at least let him know
Yep.
if we need assistance.
Meta question. Don't you guys have a set of ascending stones?
Do we?
We have one half of Ascending Stone.
Because I'm like 95% sure that it's been slipped on Saris on more than one occasion.
In specific, Levin usually doesn't have that stone.
I think Gearfried has it, actually.
I'm just trying to clarify. Like, you do have a means of non-spell used communication, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to confirm
for
that.
Levin to send
I forgot
us a
that we had that.
message.
But
Right, well,
continue
Levin,
on.
Levin, if you're going to be going off on your own, you might want to take the other sending stone. Who has the other half? I've got this half, and Gearfried pulls up one half of the sending stone.
Sarah shrugs. I don't know about any sending stone. Wait.
Insight.
Wait, no, I'm trying to remember. Did Levin successfully, stealth drop it on Saris? Or did she... I can't remember if she actually, had made her perception check to notice or not. Because I know he has a fairly decent sleight of hand.
Oh, I thought you were you stole it or something. I don't know.
No. She tried to pawn it off on... she tried to pawn it off on Levin.
She tried to reverse pickpocket it.
Yeah, then he pawned it back off on her.
Yeah, that would put it in your inventory if that was the case, whether or not you noticed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember, is if I remembered or not, because that's what I'm implying here, is that she doesn't know she has it.
Everybody check your bags. Those things are expensive. I don't want to buy another one.
Zarya will check her bag.
Turn out your pockets.
There's-
Come on, someone else move the other one.
Sarah's confident that she doesn't have it because she left it with Levin. Is just kicking back, relaxing, waiting for Levin to say he has it.
Would Gearfried notice that she's not doing anything?
Saris, you would have it.
Why would I have it?
2 guesses. The first one doesn't count.
She begrudgingly rummages through her pack. Oh, right. Yes. Now I found it. You dropped this, Levin. She hands it back to him.
No, I didn't.
I guess I'll hold on to it for you for now.
I'll take yours, Gearfried.
Gearfried tosses him the other sending stone.
So, Anaya, was it?
That's your alias, Zarya.
But I thought that was Anya.
Thank you for the clarification, Anya.
Yep. What?
Just getting used to saying it.
Okay. Fayan.
Philean. It's
Fayan.
just as a mechanic thing, if you look on the character sheets, it's literally just his last name.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, he even said it
Fayan.
as he picked it. He even was just like, just use my last name.
Yeah, it's just spelled differently on the links bit.
Yeah, on Foundry. On Discord, so.
Yeah, I phonetically spelled. My bad. That's on me.
You're good. I
Missed an
just
L.
was trying to like then sound it out.
No, I did the same thing.
It's
For
fine.
you.
Fun.
So.
What?
Everyone's squared up, and gear is good, and we have our names.
Gearfried pops back up with the placards, and he begins handing them out to everyone, even to Levin. He goes, "I know your contract is off, but the moment it starts up again, if that comes to be," and he hands it to you. It's just several like tin squares that have engraved onto them a rose with several thorns in it that's just kind of circled around a heart, like not an anatomical heart, but just normal heart. And he just goes, "Something fanciful. No one's going to question."
I'll pocket that, but that's not really going to be necessary. All of the 5 nations have accepted Valinar mercenaries.
True, it's more of a cultural thing. People see it, they know not to fuck with you because you're actively working for somebody at the moment.
And Karnath is a military nation. They're going to understand a mercenary looking for work.
Right. That I'm handing you one just in case, we get to the point where we don't want people to fuck with us and we're all traveling together. If you're not pretending to work for Ceres's pretend identity, then do not wear that. That is just so you wear it and they don't mess with you.
Speaking of, is there any significance to this name in particular?
Do
you have a history for this name, Ceres?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Gearfried. Yes, I am a... Oops. I am a up-and-coming traveling merchant out of... what did I do? Did you change maps on us?
Yes.
Sorry.
God damn it. I was just looking at the world.
Sorry, did you need me to go back to the world map?
No, don't do a reload.
Reload? What?
Don't reload the previous map. It's just going to put you in the same situation. Or were you looking up something on that map?
I was looking at that map to find my cover story.
Alright. Let me go back to the map. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That'd be so, bruh.
I was about to say something. I was moving the map around looking for a location. Like, what? I thought I clicked on something. And like, why am I in a city? What did I click on? Very confused.
Whoopsies!
Yes, I am a. Oh, right. No, I am a traveling merchant out of the principalities. I am young, struggling, and looking to set up something. Looking for opportunities to make a name for myself in merchant circle.
Somewhat bold, but we're entering from the west entrance.
True. I've taken a little bit of a tour. I've had a little bit of bad luck sorting things out.
See, and those are the types of questions you have to be prepared for.
I was prepared. Did you see that answer?
I did.
Goddamn. All right. Yes. Ta-da!
With that, are you guys going to be continuing to make your way now that Gearfried has finished making your markers? Who is driving? Oh, that's right. Sorry. Gearfried is.
Yes.
Because, after all, Melrin is just too hoity-toity to drive herself.
I'm their employer. I don't pay these people so that I can drive myself around.
Not unless it's for fun.
Perhaps.
You continue on, and as said, the large gates to this militant city grow larger and larger as you continue on. It doesn't seem like there's a high rate of entry to the city, so you don't have to wait on the line. As you approach the gates, you see they open with as 3 guards, 1 human, and the other 2 are undead flanking him from either side. What's your purpose?
Hello. Melbourne Sunrunner here. These are my bodyguards. I am an itinerant traveler looking to possibly set up some trade routes and business connections here in Koth.
You got papers?
No. I didn't think I needed them in Koth. I've been having a pretty okay time getting around without them until just now.
Well, I figure all merchants that come here have some sorts of papers, even if it's just expressing letters of interest. And you're going to notice that he kind of like starts making noises as he goes and just goes spitting right into the ground.
Sarah sort of like has a little bit of a disdainful sneer. She's not trying to be obvious about it. She's just like, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, I was mostly just trying to see what I can make. I don't really have just trying to get my business off the ground and started, and I know Karnath has a good potential for trade.
That's a fine... And he's going to start talking as you continue.
Miss Sunrunner, you may want to simply ask them what the toll rate is without papers.
Why would there be a toll rate without papers?
You're asking for entry into a city. There's a toll.
I look at the guard. Is there a toll?
Aye, ma'am, there is a toll. It's 5 silver pieces. Per cart, of course.
her caught.
Indeed. After
You're
all,
the one.
if you have no papers, there's no real pre-approved trade agreements, now is there?
No, I just said that was the whole point.
And that is why there's a toll.
Interesting. Alright, this is the first I've heard of a toll on this trip, but who am I to argue with local customs? And she fishes out 5 silver pieces.
You're all going to notice that he's rather distracted as he's kind of walking around the vehicle. Is this one of them, Orion House rides?
You would have to ask, my driver.
The vehicle was purchased by, or at least leased by, or from House Orion.
It's interesting. You don't see these very often, even though it looks like a piece of shit, but it's definitely the only one that I've seen coming through.
Gearfried does not respond to the piece of shit comment, but if you could see his face through the dread helm, which you can't, he looks annoyed. He simply says, "It's gotten us this far. It served its purpose."
Yeah, I can see that. Seems worn in. Either you bought it used, or you're rough on the ride.
Little of both.
It's been
But
uncomfortable.
I am hoping that if I secure the trade deals that I am hoping to secure, my circumstances for travel will improve.
Here's hoping, because I don't know. And you're going to notice he kind of reaches out and starts kind of pushing at the vehicle a little bit.
Don't push too hard. It's not put together really well.
Levin's
All
going
right,
to
then.
exit the vehicle and stand beside it. Right. Sir, is the standard rate for mercenaries still 1 gold?
Aye, it is. Look at you coming in all prepared. Yes. All right, back to business. Back to brass tacks.
Right. Here's one for the toll and another for your trouble because I'm looking for work once I'm done with the miss here. Any place that you could suggest?
Depending on what you specialize in, we are always looking for people to help guard the perimeter. But, inside it's relatively calm, surprisingly.
Right.
He spills a grave, no doubt.
No, quite lively, actually.
Patrol work entails with a full or part 10 day.
There are options for both, depending on your availability. This has been a need due to some individuals who want to volunteer but have families at home that they need to support and can't vanish for the full 10 day.
Alright. I guess I'll have to look around if anyone wants a formal escort then. But thank you. And he'll proffer the 2 gold pieces.
Very
Great
appreciated, sir. And
I
he is
would
going
like
to take
to-
the gold. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm just... Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to insight the guard to see if he just went... basically, extorted us for payment and that these aren't tolls, this is just him grifting us for money.
You can certainly roll. You notice that this individual isn't really smart enough to think of a grift. Like, he's just that Joe Schmo doing his job, and not even that well.
So he didn't put the money in his pocket, he put it in like a coffer behind like the guard station.
it's almost like where he puts the money. So because one gold was given to him for the trouble, that he pocketed. But the rest of the money he's putting in an embossed satchel that that bears the sigil of Koth. So it's not that it's a coffer; it's just on his person he has a satchel that replaces that coffer.
Yep. He's got to do paperwork on that.
There's
But yet
just a
he did take the tip for himself, so you do see him pocket one of the 2 gold.
Oh my god. She's just like, okay, well, thank you, good sir. I guess we'll be on our way. Also, where's a tavern for where merchants tend to hang out or take their drink? Mr. God?
Where the merchants make a real good hunt here, let's see. I would say the Dusk and Blade, which is in the Commerce Ward, or the Mourner's Rest, which is a interesting crypt-themed, peaceful, slightly claustrophobic, but some go there. And he's going to turn to Levin, who has expressed mercenary work. For you, if you're looking to make some friends, you might want to consider the Dead Man's Cask. It's in the lower district.
Right, and if I'm taking patrol work, I report to Lionfort, right?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
And if I'm taking patrol work, I report to the Lionfort?
Yes.
Alright. That's at least close to the gate.
Well then, I guess we'll be on our way. Thank you for your time.
Enjoy your time here.
What could possibly go wrong?
He's gonna blink at you, unsure of what your comment means. He looks very oblivious.
Mm-hmm. And I will gesture for Gearfried to take us into town.
Gearfried
Now,
silently continues driving.
I will activate the new map.
Huzzah!
As you start to make your way into the city, for now, I'm just going to have you using the blue travel token until we start to split.
Okay.
Because I don't. Are you guys splitting up immediately, or are you going to? What are we going to do before we start to get?
Well, technically, I my contract with Falian is until I am settled at my housing while in town. So I guess we will go to the crypt place.
Right. So that was the Mourner's Rest.
Yes. Mourner's Rest.
I'm going to say the Mourner's Rest is going to be in the Rivergate district. It's going to be near number 9.
Okay. We will head there. And yeah, we will move through town to get to that place.
Alrighty. Everybody give me a perception check.
Never been more excited.
And now my next question is, it's been a while. It's been a while since I
wow.
asked this one, but who here fought in the last war?
Who you're what?
Fought in the last war.
Which was 4 years ago?
5 years ago. Yep,
5 years ago.
I was under.
that's when it ended.
Mm-hmm.
Would my be involved with that?
I leave that up to you. Would your character, because remember, the war went for 100 years. So it is very possible that in some way, shape, or form you may have been conscripted, your character may have been a draft dodger. So ultimately, I leave that up to you. Do you think your character would have fought during the war?
I don't
Levin
think she would
specifically
have been.
not have.
Sorry, what was
I
that,
don't
Lemon?
think she would have. Sorry.
Levin is a definitive no. He was in Sharn already working as the private investigator.
Okay. Saris, I'm going to assume that was a no for your character as well, right?
Oh, no, yeah. She would have been still like a young teenager at that time.
All right.
How old is Saris?
Sarah's 21.
Oh.
Yeah, she's young for an elf.
Very, very young. One of the
She's not
reasons she
even-
acts like she does.
Yeah, she's not even close to being considered an adult.
Well, the human
about-
thinks she's an adult, so that's good enough for her.
How about for you, Zarya? Do you think your character would have participated in the last war, or would you have been too preoccupied with the previous duties? And then I also will follow up with, how long were you working with that family?
I think at least like from like 5 years to a decade working with them, and I don't think she would have like necessarily been conscripted because I don't think she was technically a citizen of any nation. She just kind of like came from her village, worked for the family, and has
Okay.
been a wanderer since. So
Sounds good.
unless the family was involved in it, I don't think she would have.
Well, all dragon-marked houses were involved in the war. All criminal syndicates, like they, in fact, houses like House Orion, transportation houses, things like that, would have, telecommunication houses, would have made bank during that time.
Okay,
Like
I
how
would
the
have been
mob
involved
helped
in that
World War II.
sense.
So it
If you
would be
think of the
safe.
dragon marked houses as monopolies on commerce, yeah, they made bank.
So ultimately, you may have been involved in more ways than your character may have been aware of, but direct fighting more than likely not. How about for you, Gearfried?
No, I was a bodyguard specifically. So unless they like put their bodyguards to work as soldiers, I don't think I'd be like a soldier in that time.
Sounds about right.
Earfried would have had no involvement in the war. He was underground, essentially in the Ashen Spires, until about 2 years ago, where he popped up and then popped out and then went over to work for the Airhouse Orion on the Lightning Rail.
All right. So with that, it would adjust the DC, but Saris and Levin, for a country supposedly behind starting a war, one of the biggest things you notice is as you're driving through the city, there isn't a single glimpse of any sign of preparation.
As expected.
Indeed. I think they're being set up. Or they're very, very good at hiding.
That's for you lot to figure out.
And just out of curiosity, while you're looking for work, what else will you be looking for?
I'm going to be making separate inquiries to see if any diplomats would have wanted bodyguard work.
Reasonable. Well, you know how to keep in touch. Anyhow, it's been a pleasure having you under my employ. You do good work, Valian. I may hire you again when my business is concluded and I am heading out of town if you're available. And she'll hold out her hand.
He'll take it in a firm handshake.
Yep. She'll shake his hand and send him on his way. And then she'll gesture for Zarya to get her bags. Come on, let's head in.
As you enter the tavern, or rather the Mourner's Rest, you do notice that everything is almost in the equivalent of the Eberron Egyptian style. You see sarcophagi lining the walls. You see that the tables themselves are flavored in crypt chic. The individuals, you'll see the occasional waiter or waitress that is dressed in mummified bandages.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, Ceres will walk up and she'll walk up to the barkeep. It's like, "Hello, good sir. I'm looking to be in town for at least a few days. I would like to secure lodging for myself and my traveling companions. How much would that cost?"
Are you getting your own room, or are you sharing rooms?
That's a great... I'll take 3 rooms. 2 of us will share and 1 of us will have their own.
Alright, I can give you buy 2, rent 2, get 1 free. So, how it does 8 silver pieces per room, and the third is free.
How about just an even gold and 5 silver?
Per night, right?
Per night.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent. She will drop him 4 gold and 5 silver.
Thank you very much. And welcome to the Mourner's Rest.
Just out of curiosity, do you serve food here?
We do. Though, I must say, it is all dried.
Interesting choice. I was gonna ask about the continental breakfast, but maybe I'll get my meals elsewhere.
Well, it's dried and fried, so you'll at least get bacon and dried eggs.
She tries to keep her face neutral when he says dried eggs. Excellent. Excellent. I might take you up on that bacon. I hope your drinks aren't dry?
No. Drinks off strong, though.
Excellent. Excellent. That's the saving grace I was looking for. Alright then. And I will head upstairs. I will... I'll give Zarya the choice. Zarya, you can have a room to yourself, or you can have a room with me.
A room with melee is fine. It's probably. Well, it was as long as somebody rooms with melee.
Well, it's either you or me. I'd feel bad kicking Fennec, splitting Fennec, and I don't know what Fennec's alias is.
Thad.
Yeah. Thad? Oh, that's. Oh, God.
No, Thadian is Gearfried's.
Oh, okay.
Fabian.
Thadian. Yeah.
I'll
Fabian.
take a room to myself.
Oh, okay. Fadian. Yeah, I'd feel bad separating the boys. They have that whole union thing between them.
True. True.
All right. Well, that makes more sense anyway, since you technically all work for me anyway. But I thought I'd give you the choice. Because I'm a great employer.
Would it look weird if you're rooming with one of your employees?
Or just simply exploitative.
True.
Right. Pardon me.
Yes.
How much for... No, not talking to you. Sir. How much for 3 nights in a common?
Fortunately, we don't have any commons available at this time.
Do you have anything small then? I'm not keeping much.
Let me check for you. 1 second. Yo, Harry. What's the room count? You need something small.
Well, I got a broom closet.
And you're gonna see a small, like, dwarvish individual who is just chuckling to himself as he's looking to see what keys are available.
Cute. Can you fit a chair in there?
Oh, I know enlarge and reduce. I could fit anything in there.
He's gonna take a key.
It's not that it's small, but it's not the nicest place. We usually give it to late night individuals who just need the room. It's gonna cost you 3 silvers. Keep in mind, it is a piece of shit room.
That's fine. I just need walls and a place to put a rock.
There you go. I hope you like some driplets of water too.
I'll get some wax in town.
Well, we had a tenant once who stayed and put a curse on the place, so now on random intervals, storm clouds appear and it just starts raining.
Quaint. Fine. I'll go and purchase waterproofing.
Feeling
Unless you want me to
bad,
take my business elsewhere.
he's gonna offer you the room for 2 silver pieces.
That's fine. I just need a place to rest my head. I don't need it to be that comfortable.
Are you sure you wouldn't like a different room, though? It's... okay, here we go.
And he's gonna hand you the key. And as well as Saris would already have the keys to the rooms that she had rented for the time being.
Yes.
Right. Miss Sunrunner? Take care.
Yes.
I'm going to be looking for work.
Good luck.
And Levin will make his exit after proffering the money for 3 nights.
Alrighty, that would be 6 silver pieces for you.
Yep.
And as you leave, where would you be going?
He'll make his way over to... he is gonna go actually get something to help waterproof his gear, so he's just gonna get some, like a Cardnuba wax or something to just reproof his leathers.
Alrighty.
But he's gonna start asking questions around the marketplace as well.
Awesome. Are you gonna go to a specific district to purchase this?
Conquest Square is pretty close, so he'll probably just head there first.
Alright. As you start making your way, and those of you who are still in the tavern, we're going to come back to. As you start making your way to Conquest Square, you see again. Despite there being some undead, the level of possible influence you would have assumed would have been greater. There's barely any military presence here in the capital. You see the squares, despite the Gothic or Neo-Gothic style and the dank and dinginess of it, it's bustling with life, people selling various objects. You see some stores, you see some bizarre type setups, meaning street shops. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh, yes, because he's wonderful at these.
Hey, listen, you're the one who always chooses to talk to people.
Yep, no, that's fine.
With a 12, it doesn't take you long, not only to find the shop you need to go to, but even to just make conversation. So, how would you start talking to people?
He'd basically open up casually, like, well, doesn't seem there's terribly much going on here. Look, I'm looking for work, and it seems to be less busy here than the last time I was around, so, is anybody looking for a formal escort, or do I have to make my way over to the merchant districts?
Well, to be honest, there's not too much work besides, fishing, dock work, unloading ships. That's big here, particularly for trade as we start sending it out to other more landlocked countries. But for any sorts of bodyguard work, besides going to the actual gates to offer service there, I think the Merchant Guild or the Merchants area would be the best place to find work as a bodyguard.
Right, are they still finicky over in Eastgate? Last time I tried getting work in the embassies, they were a little... I'm going to say non-committal.
Well, I feel like that's anywhere. Politicians. They never like to agree to anything specifically. Well, that and they like to promise the world and make no real effort to make said promises come true.
Alright, slag it. I guess garrison worked for me then. Anyway, how much for the wax?
3 copper pieces.
Actually, I'll double up. They warned me about the room I'm taking.
You're talking about Warner's Rest, yes?
Yeah.
She's gonna offer you a third.
On the house.
He'll pass along a silver. Just... let's keep it simple.
And with this silver, she'll give you the necessary amounts.
Hold on to the change. Thank you for the info.
Thank you very much. It is appreciated.
And Lemon will start making his way over to Lionfort.
Alright, as that's going on, what's going on in the tavern? So those of you who are in the tavern, what would you like to be doing during this time?
Initially, Saris will be settling in, she will probably take an opportunity to jump on her bed a little.
As you hear the
That's fine. All for a good cause. And yeah, after that she will head back out. And she will knock on, well, the 2 doors and let them know she's going to go inquire about merchant watering holes and places that might be a good place to connect with other importers and or exporters.
Alrighty. During this time, Melee will be also at the bar.
Gearfried will join Saris in her little campaign. He is going to... He's essentially going to be wearing a modified version of the owl outfit. He's not wearing the mask, so it doesn't look very owlish, but he is wearing what looks to be a large overcoat over his light armor, so it doesn't look like he's wearing much armor at all, as well as his sort of bookie cap, but he is kind of keeping it low-key with some makeup that he acquired, so it looks like he's not much of a fire genasi anymore. He looks more pale than anything else. Ready to go?
Ready?
Yep. Zarya, Melee, did you want to tag along as well? You are my bodyguards.
Sure, I can come along.
Yeah, I'll come.
Excellent. Sorry, Anya, I will need you to bridal carry me through the streets.
Respectfully, boss. Not happening. Good try.
Well, maybe I'm not paying you enough. We'll get there. Anyhow, off we go. Oh, right. Excuse me, gets Mr. Tavern Keeper, sir. I'm here looking to establish some new trade contracts. What's a good place you think that would be for, maybe getting to meet some of the local merchants and chat them up a bit?
So what you're telling me is you want me to recommend you another bar to drink at?
I am still going to wake up here and spend money here, but if I have no money to pay you, I can't stay very long.
Yeah. You want to check out the Dusted Blade. It's a nice upscale area in Commerce World. Most of the dragon-marked merchants and others who are attempting to make deals will congregate there.
Excellent. And where is... Did you say Commerce Ward?
Yes, it's in the Commerce World.
Oh, there's more map. Jesus. Oh, I guess it's the Merchant Heights.
It'd be the commercial district.
Okay. Righto. Perfect. Thank you.
So- That would also go from the Guild's Hall to the Merchant Heights. So that's all the guilds, the commercial district.
Okay. And just so you're not out not out the coin you missed out on my drinking, she drops 2 gold pieces. Thank you.
It is quite appreciated, ma'am.
You know what? I do love to support local business.
I can see that.
And it's like, all right, let's go. And she gathers up her little posse and heads on out to the Dusted Blade.
It is... Sorry. The Dust and Blade, yes.
Dust and Blade.
So, first, give me a survival check.
Oh,
Let's just see how long it takes you to get there. I'll accept a navigation check.
yeah, that's not gonna happen. Sure. There's has good directions.
This is just to see how length of time with anything. With that,
22.
22, you almost like you're able to smell the money. You were able to find the tavern relatively easily. You're going to see that it is hustling and bustling. There's a large amount of conversation going and jovialness. As you all walk into the tavern, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Six.
With a 26, anybody else who would like to roll, the DC for this is 13 for any information. You are going to hear a lot of laughter as people who you were walking past are talking. Ha ha! I can't believe that Brother Ralphic is still around. And you're going to hear another one. Do you hear how he talks about how that Karnath will soon be a destitute land? What a nutter. Most of the conversation that you're noticing seems to be in mockery of this individual known as Brother Ralvic.
Brother Ralvic?
Yes, Brother Ralvic. Ralvic.
Okay. Interesting.
As you enter the tavern, what would you like to do?
I think for the moment, Ceres is gonna go up to the bar. And just order a drink and just kind of, for the moment, just kind of sit and soak in the ambience. She'll gesture for her companions to take a booth somewhere and get comfortable, maybe order a meal. She'll give them 5 gold pieces to buy food.
Ready? What would the rest of you be doing?
Well, Gearfried is currently just traveling with Ceres, so there's a piece of information I am curious about. There was a guy, I can't remember if he lived in this town specifically, but there was a guy that Gearfried's master really hated. And
Okay.
I was wondering if he was from around here or if there was any news about him because he was also kind of on my radar.
Okay. You could certainly ask a question. Or attempt to.
Okay.
So if you're going to, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. And I'll add a flash of genius on that.
Okay.
Which adds
So-
+5 to the roll, actually. So
So-
now it's just a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you turn around, how are you going to approach somebody about it?
I would, we're walking around like the market district, are we not?
You are currently within a tavern called the Dust and Blade,
Wait.
where you have been, and you can also roll a perception check if you'd like, unless Ceres has shared it with you. You have also learned information about an individual called Brother Relvik.
Right. I would just lean into Ceres then and say, once we're in the tavern for a couple minutes, I guess after she gives everyone money for the food, Gearfried would like lean over and just say, I need to run to the market for a few minutes. Do you need anything?
No, we should be fine, hopefully, for a short while.
Be back within the hour. And Gearfried just walks out of the building.
Alrighty.
And he's gonna go into the market and look for the most artificy looking stall or store that he can see. Anything that looks like it has any arcane technology.
Okay. You would be able to find one relatively easily. And as you do, you find a pleasant-looking female gnome sitting behind the counter.
Gearfried will walk up to the gnomish woman and nod and like just kind of like adjust his hat as like a form of greeting. Hello there. I was curious. I haven't been back in the country for a couple of years now. Has there been any kind of ground-shaking news in the realm of artifice? Curious about names like Galahad Greyfeel and Thorum Stormcaller or Stormfall. Sorry.
Well, I don't know about that first name you said, but that second one? Oh yes, within the last couple of years. Academy's been picking up, and students have been really learning the art of artistry.
Really?
Yeah. I believe he now has 3 academies that he teaches. Not him, of course, but his pupils.
Off Galahad, but it's interesting. I've never met the man personally. I've just heard stories, and I figured he might have been up to something in the last couple of years.
Isn't he that crouchety old man?
He is, yes, he is that crotchety old man, about yay high. Swears like a sailor.
No one goes to him unless they have to.
I mean, circumstance is what it is.
Now, how else can I help you?
I was just curious if there's been any ground-shaking news within the realm. Though that piece of information about the academies is interesting. Are there any in Karnath?
Yeah, the first one, actually.
Where's that exactly?
You would be able to find it. Second. Within the dwarven neighborhood. More in Innerin.
Wait, is that here?
That would be in this area.
Oh, it's actually in this city. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, well, that's very good to know. Thank you. I think Gearfried will look around and say, I'm a little light on coin. Have you got anything for sale that and Gearfried's just gonna kind of like peruse around, mostly being polite, but if she has anything for sale, he's curious.
There are several magical items that are more common than uncommon. You would notice the integration of magic and technologies, like in lights and things like that seem to have their own power source, so that you're walking with, in essence, a lantern or a torch that is powered by magic. But other than that, nothing necessarily that stands out.
Well, Gearfried will still pull out a gold coin and just leave it on the counter. Just say, for the trouble, thank you.
It is appreciated. Thank you.
And Gearfried will head back to the tavern.
All right. While Gearfried was gone, Zarya and Saris and myself with Melee, what would you all be doing?
I think Zarya's just following the groove. So whatever Cirrus and Melee are doing, she's doing. Keeping a low profile.
Cyrus will sort of join them at the table for a bit. It's like, I'm gonna look for a fella named Brother Ravik. Just keep an eye out in case, things get hairy.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. Who's Brother Valvik?
Don't know, but I'm gonna find out. He
Okay.
seems interesting.
Why?
Well, everyone's talking about him, and that's usually an interesting sign. Well, everyone in here at least is talking about him. So, at the very least, he seems rather well connected or well known, which, for an up-and-coming merchant, is just what I'm looking for.
Right, but why would we necessarily want the attention of somebody up and coming? Kind of whispering.
Well, I am trying to make a name for myself in this fair town, and well-known people tend to know a lot of other people, which means I can branch questions off on other topics, because he's probably spoken to quite a few people from hopefully a wide array of areas in the town. He's probably heard something or another.
Alright. Zarya is still of the look of we never should have come here in the first place and I fucking ate everything, but okay.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you should order the hot chocolate. It's delicious.
Okay. Sure.
Sarah says as she sips a glass of wine.
Just... You are so very lucky that we are your bodyguards.
I know. I feel so... She leads it a little closer. I feel so safe next to you.
Towards you after this.
Oh, promises, promises. And then she leaves.
Ugh. Gearfried is going with you, so you have at least one fake bodyguard with you, right?
No, he's off doing another thing right now. He's not even in the tavern
No.
with us.
Then we have to go with you. We're your bodyguards.
Well, I think the guy I'm looking for is in this tavern, so you should be able to see me.
Okay. I'll follow with
If I'm leaving, I will come back around to grab you all.
Alright. I'll keep an eye on Saris as we're sitting.
Yep. And I will walk back up to the bar. I was like, excuse me, bartender. Who's this Brother Relvik everyone's talking about?
You're going to see a gruff veteran, missing a couple of fingers, missing a leg. He is a individual who is clearly served in many a battle. Oh, the Brother Ralph here. Well, depends on who you ask. And as he says that, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm. Thought you'd never ask.
I know. Everybody wants to roll some dice.
I just like rolling above 20.
Me too. It just never seems to happen for me, though. Alrighty. So, let's see what you got with a 15.
You have some who say that he knows what he's talking about, but those some are very few and far between. Most of us, though, just think that he's mad. He keeps, as of late, storming in here saying the world as we know it is coming to an end, as if the last 100-year war was nothing serious. What worse can happen? What, are we going back to war? Okay, we can deal with that. But look around. If we were going to war, why would we have so many people at ease? He's a madman.
Oh. And if someone wanted to dip a toe into the waters of madness, where would one find this Brother Ralvik? Is he in here by any chance?
Oh, knowing him, he's going to be in one of several places. What I've heard, he's been going around to many of the taverns preaching his madness. And if he continues that, I am about 95% sure at some point he's going to end up arrested. And then he'll be back on the streets, and then, if the habit continues, he'll start it all over again.
Points for consistency, I suppose.
But of course, that's just rumor. I don't follow him around, so I can't really say much of that.
Is one of the bar taverns that he frequents this one?
He left here about 20 minutes ago.
Oh. He didn't.
That's why when you came in, it was in an uproar. He had left actually 10 to 15 minutes before your lot got here.
He didn't happen to say where he might be off to next. Did he?
Not that I paid attention to, Mum.
Fair enough. Does he ever visit the same place twice in a given day?
If I were to be a gambling man, I would say he would at least be back here by... He's going to look at his pocket watch. About 3 o'clock tomorrow.
3 o'clock tomorrow.
But
Excellent. Well,
if you felt like scurrying around the city, you could probably find him eventually.
Can you write down a list of those other taverns you are aware that he frequents?
He's not going to write a list. Well, there is the Crimson Flagon. That's in the High Court Ward. Dead Man's Cask. That's a tricky one. He's brazen to go into that, but I've heard him go there at least twice from multiple people. And then you have the Bone Tankard. That's a veteran's tavern. They might get a kick out of him. Then you have the Hollow Hearth. Here, the Dusted Blade, and then the Mourner's Rest. I think he goes to every now and again.
Oh. Good to know. Thank you for your time.
And you're going to
And
notice
she'll
that
head
he picks up a cup, and he's going to just, like, clean it in front of you, and kind of...
She's gonna stare at him for a bit. Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry, you just looked a little thirsty. Can I help you with a drink?
I'm still working on the wine, thank you.
Of course.
And she will go back to the table. Alright. Well.
It's
we might
about
have
this...
to go-
Just to interrupt
Yeah?
for a minute, it's about this time that Gearfried would be able to enter the scene.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no,
Continue, Cyrus.
Give it its pop.
Right. So, we might end up heading back to our lodgings. There's a chance that Brother Ralvik will be popping up there. Which,
You think
Could
we might
Jax-
be able to make a pit stop in between?
where Why?
There's an academy for artifice nearby. I'd like to stop by.
How long would this stop be?
Just a few minutes. It's more for my master than anything else, but I would just like to get a quick perusal and see how things look to, partially verify and partially report on what might be a rival of my master.
As long as it's on the way back to the Mourner's Rest.
It is on the way, right, DM?
Let's see. So, Mourner's Rest. Second.
Like down and like straight south from where we are, if I heard.
Well, we're technically over here somewhere.
You would be able to pass through, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's on the way. Let's take a different route.
Oh, okay. I don't see why not. Off we go.
As you continue to start making your way
Oh,
east or
also,
westward.
Ceres would leave her glass of only half-consumed wine on the table.
Okay. As you start to make your way west, we're just going to jump over to Levin real quick. Levin, what would you like to be doing during this time?
He would have been making his way out of the Low District, through the Furnace, and he's currently walking through the slums on his way over to the Lionfort Garrison. And he's getting a general look on basically people watching as he's making his way towards it. What is the general vibe for the lower income areas?
You notice that it is very slummy. The streets are much less kempt. But once more again, there's not much of a military presence, and there's not anything that really stands out.
Seems odd that there'd be not nearly this many patrols. I guess I'll know more at the garrison.
As you continue to make your way to the garrison, we're going to jump back over, and we'll be right back with you. As you are passing through the dwarven neighborhood, you come across a school, or rather a building, where it's open-faced so that the public can watch, and you see about 30 students who are tinkering around with their own inventions, and 6 stern-looking teachers who are circling around them. Jeffrey, what is your initial thought?
Sorry, I just came back from dealing with a cat vomiting.
Okay, sounds fun.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So-
Fill me in the last 2 minutes. I was dealing with that.
We just jumped back over to you, and I said as you travel through the dwarven neighborhood, you come across a structure where it's open-faced. You see about 30 students sitting at tables tinkering, while 6 strictish-looking instructors circle around them as they're creating their tinkerings.
All right. Gearfried would walk through, obviously very curious, and just kind of getting a handle on things, looking to see if he can't find, like, an instructor of some kind.
There's at least 6 of them circling around the area.
Does anyone look to be, like, notably more decked out and cool magic shit than anyone else?
No, everybody's wearing what looks to be civilian wear.
Then Gearfried will just approach the one that looks the least like busy, someone who may have just either completed instructing or giving notes to somebody, or just finished a little lecture.
You're going to see the gruff-looking dwarf as mentioned. How can I help you?
Hi. I'm just a passerby, artifice enthusiast, I suppose you could say. Just thought I'd check in. I heard that this was a school made by Stormcaller.
Sorry, repeat that.
Stormfall. Sorry. I heard that this was an academy created by Thornham Stormfall.
Indeed, it is the most esteemed artificery within the land. The greatest artificer has decided to share his knowledge.
Spreading himself a little thin, don't you think? I mean, don't get me wrong, I've heard great things about him and his craft, but, I mean, they're not necessarily students of Stormfall, they're students of you, who have been given blessing by Stormfall.
And he does come in here and teaches lessons as well. They are his students. You seem awfully judgy for an enthusiast.
No, not judgy, just, my brothers are masons. When they were perfecting their craft, they had a lot of hands-on duty with their instructor. I thought that was just the way things were often done when it comes to trades of craft.
Well, it sounds like then if you're so esteemed, you should open your own school then to compete.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not a master artificer.
Oh, well then I guess you shouldn't judge other people's schools then now, should you?
Not necessarily judging the school, more so an observation. I assumed that my curiosity was mostly piqued because I was curious why one would have 3 institutions when, unless he had figured out a way how to clone himself.
Well, he goes and travels around to each. Gives a couple of months to each location before changing to the next.
I suppose that's one way of doing things. And he looks over towards some of the students. What are you teaching this lot here?
Well, right now they're working on their own inventions.
Is anything they look on? Do they look like they're working on anything particularly complicated? Like,
You
compared to what I know?
notice some of them look like they're working on some golems. Others look like they are working on little bits of inventions. So you can go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
You're able to make out a attempt at the construction of a parapet of healing.
Oh, so like someone trying to do the replicate magic item.
Yep.
Gearfried
So
is going
it's
to,
each student is working on something different. It's like one of those individualized project-based learning things.
right. Gearfried's gonna look over at it. Does it look like he's doing anything wrong with his enchantment or his attempt at it?
From your initial look through, have you ever attempted to make an item like this? Specifically,
I've done
the
it a few times.
healing, the parapet of healing.
Not the parapet of healing. I don't believe. Have I? Let me double check my. It's been a while since I checked what I actually have. Got enhanced defense, winged boots, replicate magic item, and that's all I've gotten. So no, I don't think I've ever made the parapet of
So-
magic healing.
With
But
the,
I have replicated magic items of that similar level before.
Well, the only reason why I'm questioning is due to the incantation and the request on if he's from your limited knowledge. It seems like what they're doing is right until it blows up in their face.
Oh, like it actually explodes?
It actually explodes like right in their face.
Gearfried's gonna turn towards the instructor and goes, I think he might not have stuck the lesson there.
Or he might have crossed a wire.
Could be many things. Part of artificery is experimentation with what we know.
Well, I'm not arguing with that, but the fundamentals have to be there unless something like that happens.
Indeed. And this individual just learned a valuable lesson.
It should have been a lesson he learned a while ago. Don't you agree?
We all learn lessons every time we fail at something. Have you never failed at something before?
Typically, the punishment was having to start back from the beginning, so those lessons of making sure everything is done properly the first time are really sealed in.
And he's going to motion to the device that is now completely destroyed. What does he now have to do?
Well, start over, but in a more chaotic way.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Should I berate him? Should I make sure that he understands the failure that he's committed?
You absolutely should make sure he understands why he failed. Otherwise, he's just going from nothing.
So he's going to turn and look.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Marvin, you piece of shit! How dare you fail with your invention?
And you're going to see the room gets quiet.
Now, clean up this mess and get back to work. Don't make that
And he's going to stop. Is that better? Would you prefer that method? As you see the shell-shocked expression on this boy's face.
Please clean up the mess.
Gearfried's gonna look over at the kid and then look over at the instructor and goes, "That's one way to strawman the argument there, friend. No, I was simply saying, have him explain why the error was made. If he doesn't understand why he made it, he's gonna keep making it again. It's important to acknowledge your mistakes and not just sweep them under the rug, clean them, and be done with it.
Or
That's one of the first things I fucking learned."
You can question, say, maybe ask a teacher why something might have happened. Pursue the answers. Not everything will be handed to you.
Not a matter of it. Gearfried's just going to, like, rub his temples. Just go, oh, never mind. I've had a different educational experience.
So it would seem.
Gearfried's just going to look around. Is there anything, like, out of the ordinary or that seems a bit out of place for artifice in this area?
no, honestly, the only thing that seems weird is it looks more like a shop class than anything.
Gearfried's just going to shrug and be like, alright, well, I think I've seen all I need to see. He's going to nod at the instructor and start to walk away.
Thank you, sir. Come again.
Gearfried exits.
His tone is going to be mimicry as he says it.
It's going to be what?
He's mimicking. He's kind of mocking you.
Gearfried's just going to turn back around and just be like, look, if you want to have an artifice fight, I'm more than willing to, but I don't think you want to start that. And Gearfried's just going to kind of like shake his head and keep walking.
you're gonna just kind of hear. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I'm gonna
And
check
you-
on 5 to that.
You're just going to hear mumbled in Dwarvish. Arrogant piece of shit. And he's gonna go back to instructing.
The measured response would be to walk away. But Gearfried's snarky. Responding in Dwarvish, Gearfried will say, you must recognize them from experience. And just, leave it there.
He doesn't even acknowledge that you've responded.
Alright, Gearfried just bounces. Just taking off. It's probably only
Yep.
in there for a few minutes.
Yep. And with that, unless anybody has anything they want to do before moving forward, we'll be able to continue on to the tavern you have made into your base.
Huzzah!
While that is
Well.
going on, or that situation happened, let's jump back over towards Lionfort. So, Levin, what would you be doing during this time as you were making your way through these slums?
Levin had to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
he had to
Check
go?
chat.
Okay, whoops. Okay.
Should we
All
just
right.
run it here then?
So we're gonna cut it in a few more minutes. You guys would be able to make it to the tavern, and it is there. We're gonna call it here for the night.
All right.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, everybody. Till next week. Catch you soon, and have a great one.
Night, night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.